Morning. It's good to see you all. Thank you for your patience as I've kind of taken the last few weeks away from the camera and really just focused on my mental health and moving forward. And for me, a large part of that is keeping busy, which I'm going to talk more about in this video. But this week I'm kind of focusing on doing some jobs in the van that I've been putting off for ages, as well as essentially just focusing on any other activity that I think is going to help me. I'd love for you all to join me. Let's start with some van work. Oh yeah, I remember how this is going to go.
I am writing down everything I see, tracing my steps back till I'm wild and free, and I'll chase until it's in front of me. Born to wander, and that's what led me here.
You want to do it? Hey, come here. We need to do these ones here. So you hold, see this one? Press that in, and you got to shoot that.
I will climb the highest mountains, and I'll swim every river, every sea. I will brave the great unknown till my heart is finally where it's meant to be.
Too cold.
No more.
Good morning. After a ridiculously early start, I have prepped all the boards. I'm about to paint them, which is obviously not the funnest job. I thought I'd give you a bit of context to actually where I have been staying. I'm out the front of Tom's place. You guys will all remember Tom from my old videos, or a lot of you will. And Rory has gotten a little bit bigger since then. He was helping me last night too. But really, in terms of moving forward, I couldn't have done it without these guys and spending a lot of time with the fam. It's been super important to me. Any words, Tom?
Yeah, just thank you so much to everyone for all the support you've given Max over this obviously very difficult time. Not just the support you've given Max, but also all these family and friends. We all miss her very much, as you all do as well. But yeah, I just know how much your support has meant to Max, and keep those positive comments coming because he reads them and we read them, and yeah, just thank you so much, everyone.
And I am very aware that I want to stick with my promise that I made in my last video, and that is to be completely honest and open with you guys with how I'm feeling, but also with, I guess, ways that I'm coping and moving forward. And I guess really my main goal in this short term is to not allow my sadness and grief over what's happened to spiral me down into a depression. And so I wanted to quickly talk about things that I'm doing to stop that happening, because I know I'm not alone, and I feel like in the comments from the last video, sorry that I haven't been able to get back to any, but there was some really amazing comments in there. But it also, to me, just highlighted how big an issue mental health is. Hopefully some of the things maybe that I'm doing can help some of you. Even if it helps one of you out there, then it'll be worth talking about. So quickly, things that I'm doing that have been helping me, as I've kind of shown, keeping busy is a big one. And that's not to say I'm staying so busy that I'm not giving myself any time to process, but it's really just not letting myself, you know, lie in bed all day and just ruminate on negative thoughts. It's just doing stuff, and doing stuff can be as little as, like, you know, self-care, having a shower. Doing exercise for me is a massive thing. I'm trying to start each day off with exercise because I know I feel better for the rest of the day, just those endorphins being released. Another thing that I'm doing, I'm trying to surf a lot, because I know for me, surf's kind of my meditation. I get out, I disconnect, I feel better. One big thing that I'm doing that I actually accidentally skipped over in my video for Lee, and as I said, I knew I wasn't going to make it perfect, but it is a hugely important thing for mental health, and it's actually the first time that I'm giving it a go, which is therapy. And I should never have skipped over it because my mum's a therapist, and I had a few people reach out to me saying, you know, don't disregard the importance of therapy, and they're 100% right. I actually went to the local doctors here and started a mental health plan 5 weeks ago. And the problem was, because all the local psychologists are so busy with COVID and just the pandemic of mental health that's going on as well, I couldn't get into one for a couple of months. So I know that can be pretty dejecting if that's the same case for you, but I actually got recommended BetterHelp from a friend at the time, and I started it straight away. Since then, I have had 5 sessions with a therapist through BetterHelp. They've been extremely helpful. I wanted to really show you guys that it's all available. I actually reached out to BetterHelp and they have agreed to sponsor the video. So thank you, BetterHelp, for sponsoring the video. If any of you are not aware of what BetterHelp is, it's not self-help, it's not a crisis line, it is licensed professional therapy done securely online. You can start communicating within 48 hours and BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. There is a broad range of expertise in BetterHelp's 15,000 plus counselor network, which may not be locally available in your areas. The service is available worldwide. For example, who I'm seeing, she's from Arkansas. With BetterHelp, you can log into your account anytime and send your counselor a message. You'll get timely and thoughtful responses. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions, so you won't ever have to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so they make it easy and free to change counselors if you need to. It is more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is also available. BetterHelp wants you to start living a happier life today, and for that matter, so do I. So if you think that this service could help you, there is a special offer of 10% off for your first month for all of you watching today. Visit www.betterhelp.com/Max and Occy, and that's BetterHelp, H-E-L-P, and join over 1 million people taking charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. I'm going to continue to share with you things that are kind of helping me as I go, and I'll share with you how I'm traveling. In the meantime, I'm going to get back to cladding these doors and really making this van look schmicko. Now, they say the first one is always the hardest, and it certainly is in this case, because as you can imagine, just like everything else in the van, nothing is bloody square. I have decided on this line to start with. Fingers crossed it lines up at the top. Guess we're gonna have to wait and see. Probably mañana. Morning. It's a bit early to start on the tools. The fam's asleep still. So I'm gonna take old Doofus here for a quick morning walk. Just keep him happy. Still moving like a young puppock. And it's been remiss of me not to have mentioned it so far, but how bloody good is Ock looking? He got another groom job last week, and would you believe it, Occy is now 10. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen the posts I put up. Occy turned 10 last month, and for a 10-year-old, he blows my mind, and he kind of blows everyone's mind that meets him when they find out he's that age, because he just goes and goes and goes. Isn't that right? Are you enjoying being out here, hey? You enjoying being out in the woods? So if you want to wish happy birthday to Ock, a belated happy birthday, please do so in the comments. He reads them. What do you think, Ock? Occy gives the tick of approval. So that is the bit of a before and after shot. Obviously this side's not finished. I still need to fill the screw holes, frame it, but it gives you a little bit of idea where it's all going. Shake. So I was just about to pat myself on the back and move on to door number 2. And when you see it, you can't unsee it. Because I clad this door when it was outside and the door was open, I didn't think at all about lining up the wall boards and the door boards. And now that I've closed it, I've noticed they don't line up at all. It needs to change. Much more satisfying. The cladding of these doors was meant to be the first of many jobs I was going to show you myself getting done in this video. And like everything, shit in the van just takes so much longer than I ever expect. I don't know how I'd forgotten that. I think tomorrow I'm going to break things up a bit and go for a surf. Now that is looking a little better. Bye, fam.
See you, Maxie. See you, Maxie.
Good morning. The sun is shining. The surf is hopefully pumping. Occy and I are on the way down to one of my favourite beaches in Newey, so I'll show you guys that. And we're meeting a mate as well. Really looking forward to getting out in the water.
Often pondering and always asking why stop. Don't worry here. Put your hand in mine. Truth in tidal waves. Surface.
Well, I'm glad I was still able to show you Occy getting excited on the beach, because I did it again. I bloody did it again. I just lost my GoPro out in the surf. Austin, thanks for helping me look, mate.
No dramas at all.
Well, despite losing my GoPro and all the footage, and this time I actually do have insurance on my GoPro, so at least the cost isn't the big thing. But despite that, it was a really nice surf. It's such a beautiful spot and just really good to get out there. And I know Occy's had a good time. Home sweet homes. Winters in Newey are tough, hey?
It's a nice warm day today, mate.
It's a tough life. It's probably like 24 degrees. Do you mind if I poke my head in your van?
No, man, go for it.
So Austin is actually a musician, and considering he's only 19, he's already headlining his own shows, which is pretty bloody epic.
So tell me why I'm on the edge of my world. My head is in the spirits, my arms are getting heavy. I'm losing all my self-control. I waste another moment just chasing what I already know. What I already know. I already know. I waste another moment just chasing what I already know.
And whilst he headlines his shows, he lives in his van. Got a lot of space in here, don't you?
Fair bit of headroom as well, which is good.
Big bed, because how tall are you?
Like 6'3" or 6'4".
6'4", yeah. So yeah, geez, look at that. Look at the headroom. This is, I don't think, this is a Renault Master, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this is a Renault Master van. I don't think I've ever been in one this tall. It makes me feel very short. I'm 6'1", and we've got some clearance here. I'll actually link Austin's Spotify and Instagram in the video description if you guys want to check out more of his music. So have a look what I have here. I got the, sorry. I also listen to classical now. I got the Engelon Smart TV, and I also lashed out, got the sound bar and the mounting bracket. So this one is a full, it's 12 volt TV, so I don't need to run a adapter or anything. It'll run straight off my 12 volt system in the van. And because, as a lot of you know, I have my own modem in here with RV Wi-Fi, this is, as soon as I turn it on, fingers crossed, it should be hooked up to Netflix, you know, YouTube, all the smart TV channels, like, at home, which I still find is pretty amazing, personally. It actually weighs nothing. that bad boy. And it's pretty slim. It actually comes with a DVD player for all my DVDs. But I'm thinking it's going to go right about there. I'm going to judge the difficulty of this job by how many beers it takes me to get through it. Pretty nice. What do you think? I mean, it's going to be a bit of a pain for whoever gets stuck with this corner, but hopefully they're short. Okay, so that's the TV and speaker mounted, and this is the power that Englon have provided for both the TV. There's another one for the speaker, but I think I want to hardwire it in, so sorry Englon, I'm just going to cut that one. So the TV is only 4 amps and the speaker's 2 amps, which is incredibly low. Don't worry about the mess in here because we have a freaking working TV. Let's go into cinema mode.
Since then, the human population has more than doubled. What we must preserve to ensure people and nature thrive.
You tell them, David. Well, I think I know where I'm going to be spending the rest of my night. It was definitely a 2-beer job, but I'm very happy to have it done. I'm going to quickly pack up, set up the bed, and I think Ock and I will snuggle in for a movie. If anyone is wondering why I went with Englon or my thought behind it, essentially they use the lowest power out of any I could find. They also have the highest definition at 1920 by 1080, and they just had the best reviews online, so it made it a pretty easy choice for me in the end. I will leave a link to Englon in the video description. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the morning. Good night.
Get your foot caught in one of those and you're on your face pretty quickly.
Hey mate. So after a super early morning gym session, I thought I would snuggle back into bed just briefly and catch up with 2 of my faves before getting into work.
This is Bella and Izzy. We've been living and traveling in our van for the last 2 years. Join us each Sunday as we share our adventures as we navigate through life on the open road.
Hey, how's it going? Done at the laundromat?
How are you?
Good,
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Well, I was catching up on your vlog on the new TV, so I thought I'd ring and show you it. Have a look at this. So, actually, I'll just you know, shut the thing for the cinema experience, and then
Oh, look at this. Amazing, guys.
Occy just here. So I was watching this part.
A huge plus of hiking in the mountains.
Did you notice you got the poo bag in your hand with this?
So refreshing.
We're embracing the poo bag. We're purposely showing it.
You're embracing the poo bag. I just loved it because you're talking about like how nice the breeze is and everything, and you've just got this. Oh
I'm
dear.
just smelling. That TV looks mighty fine.
Good to catch up with you girls. Glad to hear you've got real friends, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Love you girls. Bye. Alright, time to get to work. Although, I don't think Occy is too keen on that idea. It's actually amazing how simple some of the upgrades you do that take like 2 minutes, and you're like, why the frick didn't I do that 6 months ago? For example, this pulley on the surfboard door, I haven't had anything to shut it yet. And that took me a minute. And now my boards won't come out anymore. And also these mirrors I just stuck on in 2 minutes. Whereas I had been using... Oh. still need to get the stays for the overheads. But I had been using this like portable mirror and just kind of propping it against the wall there when I needed a mirror. I've been putting it off long enough. It's time to clad the sliding door. It's going to be fun. I now have a hinging door. So it turns out my #1 sidekick has gotten home early, which isn't that a nice surprise? Yes. You make it so easy to work, don't you? Hats off to anyone that has done a van conversion with kids, because Rory, although he likes to supervise, I wouldn't say he's the most helpful, are ya? Yeah. No. And Ock, I'm sure you know, but I just meant Rory was my #1 human sidekick. So the bad news is I just snapped my last remaining drill bit off in the screw hole. The good news is though, that it is the last screw hole of the whole lot. How much better is this door looking? So I was planning on spending tonight editing or starting editing this video because it is Friday night. I really want to get the video up for everyone on Sunday. However, instead, I don't know if you can see this at all, but Tom is driving, I'm in the passenger, and we are actually going out to see a live gig. We are lucky enough to be living somewhere that's relatively COVID-free at the moment. And so it is pretty nice to be able to get out there. And for those of you that aren't so fortunate, I'll show you that things do go back to normal pretty quickly. Good now?
Yep, good to go.
I'll go out and make a fool of myself. So I can share, only hoping again. It's 1:30 in the morning. And I guess this is kind of been the part that I haven't been showing you guys. I find like I find it difficult to pick up the camera when I'm like this, because it just seems inauthentic to pick up a camera when I'm crying. But for me, at night, it is the hardest time. And I think because during the day I can keep busy and I can keep doing things, but at night, at the moment I am seeing so many things that remind me of the beauty that is in this world. And in a way that just crushes me, because it just kills me that Lee couldn't see that. I know this is about moving forward, and I am moving forward, but this is really 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And while I'm having this D&M with you all, Occy is just going to town on himself. Ock.
I know things will get better. I just wish things were different. Well, last night turned out bigger than expected. I think it's probably appropriate that I finish this video here whilst I'm a bit hungover, jobs are incomplete, shit's a bit messy, because in reality, life is messy and my life's certainly a bit messy at the moment, but even just putting this video out for me feels like a step moving forward. And yeah, I couldn't have done it without the support and love of my friends and family. So I want to say a huge thank you to everyone for the last couple of months. You know, it's been incredibly difficult, but I do feel like each week is getting a little bit better, which is the main thing I aim for. I did want to just touch very quickly on my video for Lee. That video was the hardest thing I think I've ever had to do, and I'm never ever gonna stop missing Lee, but I know that she would want us all to be happy and to keep living our lives, and so that's really my aim, is to just keep living my life and living it to the fullest and appreciating the little things, or the big furry things. Thank you so much for all the kind messages and comments, and I'm so sorry I haven't been able to get back to any, but to be honest, I've been really trying to minimize my time online at the moment in general, and yeah, it felt a bit overwhelming, to be honest. There's like over 4,000 comments on that video, and I just felt like if I try and write back to a couple, I've got to write back to them all, and I felt a bit overwhelmed, is the truth of it. But I appreciate you all so much. You are the kindest community ever, and I think you're all leading by example in terms of destigmatizing the talk around mental health. So thank you so much for just being amazing. I love you all. Occy does too, even though he's distracted by something in the moment. I will see you in the next video, which hopefully won't be too far away. Bye guys.